Can you build and launch a real app with AI tools like V0 and start a business? Let's find out. This is day 52 of the Founder Memo, where I share a daily idea for founders and investors like you. So V0 by the company Vercel is one of the dozens of vibe coding tools out there that anyone can use with natural language, where you talk to a real AI agent and it will write code for you, and it will basically materialize your ideas into something like a web app, for example. And I've seen enough trends and threads on X or Twitter talking about like, I vibe coded an app in a weekend and it's now making 10K MRR. And even though I'm a skeptic in multiple aspects, and I actually explained this in a previous video where I talk about Lovable, about all this trend, I do think there are scenarios where you can actually launch, and I want to show you a real example. So this is my V0 dashboard. This is an app I built with a few friends. And even though it's in Spanish, it basically allows you to shoot photos of furniture or any kind of big objects like a fridge and get them analyzed by an AI where you get all the dimensions and the weight. And then you can basically get a rate on how much money it will cost you to move, for example, a couch from point A to point B in a specific location. Now, I do have some kind of technical background because I've been doing products for 10 years. And even though I'm not an engineer, I can talk to an AI and I can tell if it's building something that actually works or not. And I also have a design background. So in that way, I sort of have an advantage where I can actually scope out a product and I can use AI to leverage on it and build. But the point is not that. The point is that, yes, V0, Lovable, Bolt, all these tools, you can leverage on them to build something real. You just have to know the limitations, and you just have to know that what you're doing needs a very specific context and a very specific set of constraints, and above all, control. The cool thing about V0 and the example that I was showing is the amount of integrations that it has. So right out of the bat, as you can see in what I just showed you, it's a very basic workflow. You go through around 5 or 6 steps, so like 5 or 6 screens, and it finishes up in a thank you page, and that's pretty much it. The cool thing is that it's integrated with the OpenAI API because it analyzes photos and it gives you dimensions and the weight of an object. It's also integrated with the Google Maps API because you can type in addresses and it will give you an estimated amount of time and kilometers between point A and point B. So that's also really cool. And it's also integrated with Supabase because it saves all the information in the backend, and there's also email involved. It's done entirely with V0, so it's really cool. So go ahead, give it a shot, build something yourself.